On April 16, 1996, in Manchester, England, 48-year-old James Patterson Smith walked into a police station and claimed his 17-year-old girlfriend, Kelly Ann Bates, had accidentally drowned in the bathtub during an argument. But the autopsy revealed 4 weeks of escalating torture that culminated in her deliberate murder, including gouged-out eyes and over 150 injuries. Kelly Ann Bates was born on May 18, 1978, in Manchester. At 14, while babysitting for friends, she met Smith, an unemployed divorcee with a history of domestic violence. He began grooming her immediately, charming her with attention and secrecy. By 16, after leaving school, Bates moved into his flat at 69, Finival Road in Gorton, hiding the 31-year age gap from her parents, Tommy and Margaret Bates. Smith's past raised red flags. His 10-year marriage ended in 1980 due to physical abuse against his wife. In 1981, he dated 15-year-old Tina Hargreaves, whom he beat repeatedly and once tried to drown in the bath. She escaped after months of terror. Despite these patterns, Smith had no prior convictions, allowing the relationship with Bates to go unchecked. Bates' parents met Smith in 1994 and were instantly suspicious of his age and demeanor. Margaret later said the hairs on her neck stood up upon seeing him. Bates showed early signs of control. She quit her part-time supermarket job in December 1995 and became withdrawn, explaining away bruises as accidents. In March 1996, her parents received anniversary and birthday cards supposedly from her, but handwriting analysis later confirmed Smith forged them. The torture intensified in the weeks before her death. Smith kept Bates confined, starved, and dehydrated in the small flat. He scalded her with boiling water, beat her with fists and objects causing fractures to her skull, jaw, and limbs, and stabbed her in the face with a fork. Burns covered her body, and he partially scalped her. On the day she died, Smith gouged out both her eyes with his fingers while she was still alive, an act of unimaginable cruelty documented in court records. That evening, during a bath, Smith held her head under water until she drowned in her own blood, staging it as an accident. He then left her naked body on the bathroom floor. Officers arrived at the flat and were horrified by the blood-soaked scene. Pathologist William Lawler, who had examined over 600 murder victims, called Bates' injuries the worst he'd ever seen. Smith claimed she had a bad habit of self-harming to frame him and often faked unconsciousness. At Manchester Crown Court in 1997, the evidence was so graphic that the jury required counseling afterward. They deliberated for just 1 hour before convicting Smith of murder on November 19th. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum of 20 years. Smith died in prison in 2017. The Kelly Ann Bates case exposed the horrors of grooming and unchecked abuse, leaving a lasting call for vigilance in protecting young victims.